Defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of this case can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. As you can see, I'm conducting this hearing over the internet as a live stream. It is also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. When I ask if you understand your rights, this is what I am referring to. All participants, same announcement. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet. That means anyone can log on and watch this. And it's also being recorded. All right. Those who receive a signature bond will be reset for the notice. Those who receive surety or cash will be reset to the all-purpose calendar on June the 4th, whereby aspects of the case, including bond and contact, can be revisited. All right. I see your announcement, Mr. Ty. So we have a very big calendar, so let's please jump in. Who do we have at courtroom 2?
This is going to be position number 14, Ms. McDow.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. McDowell. Your case is 24 CR 003092A. You're charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
Oh, yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
First.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Graham.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 19, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 6785 Tell Road in Fairburn. Marcus McDow advised that he'd been in a physical altercation with his wife, Kristen McDow, when she threw a glass at him, punched him in the face, causing injury to his lip. She was upset that they had not communicated much the day before. When he returned home that morning, the morning of the incident, he woke up to take a drug test required by his employer. That's when he noticed Miss McDowell on the Ring camera taking his things out of the residence and throwing them outside. He returned to the residence, and that's when confrontation began. He recorded the confrontation. He further advised that Miss McDowell has a history of a short temper and outburst of anger. Told the officer that he did go retrieve her firearm to secure it after she charged at him with some gardening scissors. Our office has been in touch with Mr. McDowell. He says the two are married. They do live together at the incident location. They have no children. He confirmed the events in the warrant, stated that they've had arguments in the past, but never to this extent. He's not in fear of her. He's okay with her returning to the residence, that he will be on Zoom. Your Honor, this time the state is requesting a $1,000 surety bond, a one-day anger awareness course. At this point, we're still going to ask for no further contact with Marcus McDowell. Stay away from the incident location, 6785 Tell Road in Fairburn. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And of course, if we can sound from Mr. McDowell this time, Your Honor.
All right. Is Mr. McDowell present and wishes to make a statement? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Melnick.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, by the way. Yeah, my client is 36 years old. She has an MBA. She's an accountant. And this is a first-time incident. I think there's more to it than what the state is alleging. I know that this is not a trial, but I did speak to her about having another residency, and she can live at 8108 Waldenbrook Drive, which is her parents' house, and she'd asked for a one-time escort, but we are asking for a signature bond for her to be released today.
All right. Ms. McDowell is going to receive a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial services, because I would like her to take the one-day anger awareness course, because I have not heard from Mr. McDowell and having the other information before me and the cooling off period. I am going to order the stay away and no contact. She can return one time with law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything else?
What's the amount?
35 SLB pretrial. Level 1.
Okay. How you doing, ma'am?
I don't know what that is. All I see is iPro Max. You need to turn on your camera and raise your hand. Are you Mr. McDowell? We have too many people for people to do that today. Please pay attention. Do not do that. Are you Mr. McDowell?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to make a statement? If you do, you need to turn on your camera
Oh, okay.
and raise your right hand.
Figure out how to.
Please hurry. There's 35 people waiting for us today. All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the
Yes, ma'am.
penalty of perjury?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Whether you disagree with the facts, that's not what I care about. I'm most
Oh,
concerned with any
no.
concerns you have for your safety and whether you wish to have contact with the defendant. What would you like to tell me in light of those instructions?
No concern for my safety. And the lady who called me earlier, I asked her, can she get the contact with no further violence?
Okay. All right. We will amend that to no further violent contact, and we will eliminate the stay away. The other conditions will exist. All right. Best of luck to all parties. Who do we have next?
Your Honor, can I have position 29 next? They were arrested 5/17 at 2:17 p.m. So I just want to get them out the way to prevent any Riverside issues. And happy
pushing it.
Monday,
We're pushing it very close. All
Happy
right.
Monday.
Can we have position 29, please?
Mr. Terrell. Shouldn't be too long.
All right, Mr. Terrell, good afternoon. Your case is 24CR003108E. You are charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
No.
All right, Mr. Howard.
First, he's 17 years old.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, in this case, law enforcement dispatched to 6314 Gray Fox Way, where they met with the victim, Ms. Kia Smith. She advised that her and Mr. Terrell are in a relationship, and they were staying the night at one of her friends' homes. Apparently, he woke her up out her sleep and began to choke her. The officer did observe bruising on her neck area. The friend at house that they were staying at did observe this. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, a no contact with the victim, a stay away from that instant location, a family violence intervention program, no weapon, drugs, or alcohol while on bond. We have not had contact with Ms. Smith, but just in case she's on the line, we would sound for Mrs. Ikea Smith.
All right. Is Ms. Smith present and wishes to make a statement? All right, Ms. Kim, in light of information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through pretrial. I am going to require, is your client in high school?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm
He
going
is
to require,
junior.
he's a senior, you said?
Junior, Your Honor, 11th
He's a
grade.
junior. Okay, I am gonna, in light of this, I'm gonna impose a curfew unless he's going to work, school, or otherwise, Ms. Kim.
He works
Uh,
5 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
He can
Working
still go to work. I'm not gonna exclude him from work or school, but otherwise he's gonna have a curfew.
Yes.
Are you able to give us a cosigner name?
Yes, Your Honor. It's his mother, Marquise Daniels.
Can you chat that to Mr. Howard?
Yes, I will text him.
Okay. Defendant is, go ahead.
They need to go on the bond order.
Okay, that's true.
Okay.
All right. Well, you just put it in the chat generally, Ms. Kim.
Sure. Yes.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. He's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course, have no contact with the alleged victim, and stay away from that incident location. Defendant will also have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless he is attending work, school, or some type of court event that is in the evening, but I can't imagine that that takes place very often. All right, Mr. Terrell, this is a wake-up call. I expect you to stick with those conditions, be engaged in school, and not get in any further trouble, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I don't want to see you back here.
Yes,
Take
ma'am.
care. All right. Have
Hey,
a good
Kim, is that Markeith or Marquita?
Marquise. TH.
Okay.
All right. Who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 31, Mr. Villanueva Maldonado.
Okay, we must have, is this, oh, I do see Miss Chancey. Miss Chancey, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that you will make an accurate translation from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your skills, knowledge, and ability?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, thank you. You can put your hand down. Ms. Attire, you were able to interview your client?
Yes, Your Honor, he doesn't need a translator.
Oh,
It's somebody else.
does the victim need a
If
translator?
the victim's on the line, she would need a translator.
Okay, so what is the name of the victim? Let's go ahead and sound for her.
The victim's name isn't listed in the warrant.
Mr. Walker, you're muted.
I'm sorry, it's Adela Maldonado.
Okay, will you sound for her, Miss Chancey?
Señora Adela Maldonado está presente. Por favor, prenda su cámara.
Okay. I don't see that person.
Okay.
Was Miss Chancey requested for another position as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Position, Ochoa, I don't know what position, just.
Okay, so Miss Chancey, I don't think the victim is here and needs your services yet, so please hold. We'll try to take that one next.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Howard, the history?
Fifth arrest. He don't have any violence.
Okay.
This was level 2.
In this
Okay.
case, law enforcement was dispatched to 4717 Roswell Road, where they met with the victim, Miss Adela Maldonado. She is the mother of the defendant. They were having some type of verbal disagreement when he grabbed her by the wrist and began to wrestle with her. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with the victim, and we are asking for a no contact because we have not been able to make contact with the victim. Stay away from the incident location, and also a 2-day anger awareness course, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay. You sounded for the victim. Let's do it again out of an abundance of caution. Miss Chancey, will you sound for me?
Again, the same name, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
Señora Adela Maldonado, si está presente en la plataforma de Zoom, por favor, prenda su cámara para poder hablar con usted. Adela Maldonado.
I believe we've gone above and beyond what's required by Mercy's law. All right, go ahead, Mr. Ty, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. As you heard from pretrial, my client has absolutely no violent criminal history. I think his last arrest was 4 years ago. It's a traffic offense. He's 28 years old. He's lived in Georgia all his life. He earned his GED. He works as a landscaper. Although he states he has nowhere else to go, he may be able to go live with an uncle or another family member in Georgia, and we can't object to the stay away and no further contact because I also haven't been in touch with the complaining witness. I would ask for a signature bond. The warrant doesn't, I didn't even know who the complaining witness is. The warrant doesn't have a name in it, but it does state the entire incident took place in 30 seconds and there was a grabbing of a wrist. I would object to any kind of anger awareness. And I would ask for a signature bond through the jail.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial at level 2. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from that location. He can return one time with law enforcement to get any items he may need. Additionally, he is to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. And did I say the 1-day anger? Yes, he's going to take that course. All right. I believe that concludes your case, sir. Best of luck to you.
Your Honor, could I have the case number, please?
Yes, 24 CR 003116G, in which the defendant was charged with simple battery, family violence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we do Ochoa next?
And I need the case number 2, Your Honor, please.
Which case, Your Honor?
Whatever the other interpreter case was it Ochoa? Who was it, Mr. Ty?
Ochoa.
Number 18.
Number 18.
Oh,
Your Honor, we
I don't have it.
we didn't bring him out of the tank yet.
Okay. All right, Miss
All right.
Chancey, I tried.
That's okay, I'll wait.
Thank you. All right, who do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 11, Mr. DeMorris Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, your case is 24 CR 003099F. You are charged with false report of a crime. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Howard, can I have that history, please?
Yeah, 4th arrest. 07 trespass. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this incident took place over 2 days, May 17th and 18th. DeMorris Johnson reported on each case at each time that there was a burglar in his room at the Budgetel Motel located 4120 Fulton Industrial Boulevard, Southwest in Atlanta. After review of the cameras, no evidence of a crime being committed was shown. State is requesting a signature bond through the jail, Your Honor. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right. Ms. Melnick, I'm assuming you have no objection to that, which I'm inclined to grant.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Defendant will receive a $5,000 SOB through the jail. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 25, Mr. Walaja Smith.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Smith. Your case is 24 CR 003104C. You are charged with criminal trespass, my apologies, and damage to property. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard,
What number is this?
number 26.
25.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
that's different.
oh, it
Yeah.
does say 20. It says 26. They skipped over 25.
Yeah, the counter's out of.
It's out of order. That's so odd.
It's
Okay.
He went to felony, I think Friday for the ag assault, possession of a firearm during the commission. This is 5th arrest. Got an open theft by receiving, open possession of cocaine. Got an armed robbery, ag assault with intent. That's it.
I am
Alright.
so sorry. I did not catch his name. It was 35?
It's supposed to be, it's 25
25.
slash 26. Anthony Smith Wells.
Okay, that's not mine. I'm sorry.
What?
No,
All right.
It's not-
Anthony
no, it's
Smith Wells is someone else. It's two different Smiths.
Yeah.
There's a Walaja Smith and there's a Anthony Smith Wells.
This is a loitering and prowling.
Okay, so this is 25. Okay, my
25.
apologies.
Yeah.
24 CR 003073J, in which he's charged with loitering and prowling. Is that the same history, Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the right history. My apologies. All right, Mr. Walker.
Yeah, Sean, essentially the defendant was running through people's backyards, stealing items. One of the backyards that he ran through was Pamela Bryant, located at 683 Alex Way. We're just simply asking for a stay away, a signature bond through pretrial services, no contact with the victim, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And of course, we would sign for the victim, Miss Pamela Bryant.
All right, is Ms. Bryant present, wishes to make a statement? Okay, Ms. Kim, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, but he's to stay away from all those locations, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and not contact Ms. Bryant. Do you object to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, don't do that, Mr. Smith. Stay away from those locations. All right, defendant is going to receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no contact with Ms. Pamela Bryant. Stay away from all incident locations alleged in the warrant. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. All right, that was position 25. Best of luck to you, Mr. Smith.
Now we're going to go to position number 26.
Okay, the real Anthony Smith Wells.
Right.
Your case, this one is 24 CR 003104C, and this charge is criminal trespass and damage to property. Mr. Howard, can I have his history?
4 total. The bond assessment says open robbery by intimidation out of the cab. It was a 2023 arrest for hijacking motor vehicle. I don't know if it was reduced. 2020 battery DV. That's all.
Okay.
Yes,
Mr. Walker?
This defendant was captured on a Ring camera doorbell, essentially breaking into the residence located at 6 Hollywood Road. The alarm went off, and you can see the defendant leaving out of that property. We are asking for a signature bond through the jail, no contact with the homeowner, Duffy Ravine, stay away from the incident location, and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while on bond. And I think it might be Duffy Revere. I might have mispronounced it, but I think that may be on the line.
All right, is that party on the line? If you'd like to make a statement very briefly, because this is a misdemeanor, and if you disagree with these statements made by the state, that's not what I'm concerned with. If you want to speak, unmute your camera, raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what would you like to tell me very briefly?
Just that we had spotted him again. He came by the house again about 2 days after. My boyfriend saw him in he just walked by, but just a concern, that he's around, and he looked at the camera twice and, gave no deference. So that's all I would say.
All right. Ms. Kim, I'm assuming you don't object to state's recommendation?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Smith Wells, do not go to that location. Do not look at the camera. Even if you're saying this is not you and you didn't do this, out of an abundance of caution, I'm giving you a signature bond. Do not bother these people and do not go to that place. Defendant will receive a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. He is absolutely to stay away from that address, at least 2 football fields away from that address. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from defense.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
That was 6,000 SOB jail.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Thank
Next,
you.
we're gonna go to position number 2, Mr. Quintavious Anderson.
All right, Mr. Anderson, your case is 24 CR 003103F. In this case, you are charged with simple assault and criminal trespass and damage. You understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
14. On probation and card for disorderly conduct. I got a shoplifting as well and the ag assault. The ag assault is in Fulton, 22 SC 184-640. That's all.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
This incident occurred May 11th, 2024. Officers were dispatched to the Planet Fitness located at 6335 Roswell Road in Sandy Springs in regards to a disorderly person. Upon arrival, officers met with the victim, Miss Drew Parker, who works at the Planet Fitness. She advised that she's the front desk clerk. And the day before, the defendant was at the gym when he got into a verbal altercation with another gym patron. She made a report for that incident. And when she was making the report, she realized that this defendant has been previously banned from the Planet Fitness for being aggressive. However, he signed up again using a fake name and they didn't catch it. So he tried to come back into the gym and she told him, hey, we've canceled your account. You can't come back in here. He got angry, started yelling, swearing, threatening her. He went outside and grabbed a lemon-sized rock and threw it in her direction and damaged a cabinet behind her, but missed her. Our office has been in touch with the victim. She said she's an employee at Planet Fitness. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She stated that she wants no contact as he's not allowed back at the Planet Fitness. Given his record, Your Honor, the state's recommending for count 1, simple assault, a $1,500 surety bond. On count 2, the criminal trespass, a $500 surety bond. No further contact with the victim, anger awareness, stay away from Planet Fitness, and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol allowed on bond. And at this time, if we could sound for Ms. Drew Parker.
All right, is Ms. Parker present? All right, I don't see anyone with that name either. Mr. Cook?
Yes, thank you.
First, are you okay? You're well, Mr. Cook?
I'm okay. The message was a little blurred. My car broke down in the middle of downtown Atlanta. We pushed it into the parking deck, and the guy that was helping me didn't stop when I asked him, so he pushed it a little too far. So he pushed it into the wall, so I got my knee nailed between the wall and the car. But I'm okay. Interesting enough, you were on the bench the last time I had car trouble. That's okay.
I was. I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
please
okay.
proceed,
No, there was no
Mr.
physical.
Cook.
Yes, my client denies the charges as stated in the warrant, Your Honor. He's 31 years old. He's lived his entire life. He works for DoorDash for a number of years. He is a graduate of Clark Atlanta University. He really doesn't. I mean, he's not. Well, all I can say, he just denies the charges as stated. So we would be asking for a signature bond, and he has no problem with staying away from whomever the court wishes him to stay away from.
All right. Defendant's going to receive $1,000 surety bond broken down as follows: 500 on each count. He's to stay away from the Planet Fitness and have no contact with that young lady. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that surety bond. And as a reminder, he's reset to our purpose on the 4th of June. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
My apologies, Your Honor. What was that bond amount?
It was 1,000 surety, 500 each count.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to the interpreted case. That's going to be position number 18, Mr. Ochoa Cruz.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Ochoa Cruz. Your case is 24 CR 3095E, in which you're charged with reckless conduct.
Buenas tardes, señor Ochoa Cruz. Su número de caso es 24CR003-095E con un cargo de conducta negligente.
In this case, I want to make you aware of your rights. You have a right to remain silent.
Yo en este caso quiero hacerle notificar sus derechos. Tiene el derecho a permanecer en silencio.
You have a right to an attorney, and Mr. Tai is present on this Zoom to assist you.
Usted tiene el derecho a ser representado por un abogado y la señorita Tai está presente para representarlo.
This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream.
Esta sesión está siendo publicada por la internet en vivo.
That means any member of the public can log on and watch. It's also being recorded.
Quiere decir que todo miembro del público puede entrar y observarla y también está siendo grabada.
Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today?
¿Usted entendió sus derechos y cómo estoy conduciendo esta audiencia hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. We're going to go straight to Mr. Graham because I have information. This is his first arrest.
Vamos a ir directamente a hablar con el señor Graham, que tiene información sobre este caso.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 17, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a welfare check at 218 Wood Creek Court in Roswell.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the street address, please?
Sure, 218 Wood Creek Court in Roswell.
Este incidente ocurrió el 17 de mayo del 2024 cuando la policía respondió a un control de tránsito en la dirección 218 Wood Creek Court en Roswell.
The caller advised that a minor, initials BR, approached her in the parking lot, stating that his father, Candido Ochoa Cruz, was intoxicated and had locked him out of the residence.
El que llamó, el menor identificado como BR, dijo que su padre estaba intoxicado, el señor Cándido Benito Cruz.
The minor told the officer that he arrived home with his father. His father left him in the vehicle and went inside the apartment and locked the door.
El menor dijo que había ido con su padre, salió de la casa y quedó en el vehículo cuando su padre entró al departamento y cerró la puerta con llave.
After several knocks, the officers were able to wake up the roommate to access the residence.
Y después de golpear varias veces la puerta, los oficiales pudieron contactar a los compañeros que viven en la residencia para poder entrar en ella.
Once inside, Mr. Ochoa Cruz was located in his bedroom, stretched out on the floor. His eyes were extremely bloodshot and watery. He was unsteady on his feet and was speaking incoherently.
Y una vez que estuvieron adentro, encontraron al señor Cruz acostado en el piso con los ojos enrojecidos y también no podía mantener el equilibrio y hablaba, balbuceaba de manera incoherente.
The officer required a translator to speak with him. The translator was also confused by his answers.
El oficial requirió un traductor para hablar con él. El traductor o traductora se vio confundida con las respuestas que daba el señor Ochoa.
He kept saying that it was a surprise that the minor had shown up at the location.
That the minor was what, sir?
He said it was a surprise that the minor was at the location.
Declaró que él estaba sorprendido de que el menor estaba en la residencia.
And having ascertained that there were no relatives who could take custody of the child, defects was involved, and Mr. Ochoa Cruz was arrested and taken to hospital for evaluation.
Observó que no había ningún pariente para tener o cuidar al menor. El departamento de la familia y los niños se involucró y el señor Ochoa fue arrestado y llevado al hospital para someterlo a una evaluación.
Our office has been in touch with Tamara Jackson from DFACS. She confirmed that there is an open case.
El oficial ha estado en contacto con Tamara Jackson del Departamento de la Familia y los Niños, quien declaró que hay un caso abierto.
Your Honor, we're aware this may be a Riverside issue. The state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial services.
Creo que esto debe tratarse por en el área de Riverside y se requiere una fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio.
And Your Honor, we are going to ask for an alcohol and drug evaluation and compliance with any defects orders, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Se requiere también una evaluación de alcohol y drogas y también que se mantenga conectado con el caso de la familia y los niños del departamento y también que quede prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas.
All right. Ms. Atai, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, not require the AEDET, but require no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
No objections, Your Honor.
Señora Tay, licenciada, yo estoy dispuesta a darle una fianza bajo firma, no a través de la oficina de ADET con esa condición por sus siglas en inglés, pero sí a través de la oficina de los servicios previos al juicio. No tengo objeción.
All right. Defendant will receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail.
El acusado recibirá una fianza bajo firma de $5,000 a través de la cárcel.
He must comply with all defects orders.
Él tiene que cumplir con todas las órdenes del Departamento de la Familia y los Niños.
And he is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Y se prohíbe el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas.
Is there anything additional from state or defense?
¿Hay algo más de alguna de las partes?
Nothing from the defense.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nada de la defensa o de la fiscalía, su señoría.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Your case is concluded.
Mucha suerte, señor. Su caso ha terminado.
All right, Ms. Chancey, will you sound to see if anyone else needs your assistance today?
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien que necesite un intérprete en español? Por favor, si está usted en la plataforma, préndala y avísenos.
All right, hearing none. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Chancey.
you.
Good
Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Your Honor,
bye-bye.
I have a client. I'm sorry, not a client. There's a defendant, Alfonso Cortez. Can we confirm he doesn't need an interpreter?
Oh, yes. Señor Alfonso Cortés.
Cortez bonded out, Your Honor.
Oh,
Okay. So don't need
Thank
them.
you.
Thank you, Ms.
All right.
Chancey.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, who do we have next?
This is position number 3, Ms. Kenya Boyington.
All right, Ms. Boyington, your case is 24 CR 0031078. You're charged with obstruction and possession. Do you understand your rights?
You gotta say something. You gotta answer the judge.
I did say no.
That's enough.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. All right, thank you. Mr. Howard?
19 total. Got an open case for false statements or writings, simple battery against police, obstruction, and PI. Last arrest was this year, trespass on martyr. 2023 interference with government property. 2022 failure to appear, and 2019 probation.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Desiano.
Your Honor, this incident occurred May 19th, 2024. Officers conducted a self-initiated suspicious person call at 854 Proctor Street Northwest. Upon arrival, they made contact with the defendant, who was displaying a crack cocaine pipe. When they asked her what she was holding, she said it was a crack cocaine pipe. They asked her again what she was holding, and she ran away. The state's asking for a signature bond through pretrial, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol on bond.
All right, Mr. Cook, in light of information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a SOB through the jail. You object to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $4,000 SOB through the jail. That's $2,000 on each count. She's I guess I won't do a stay away. That's not required here. She's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that SOB through the jail. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Boyington. I'm letting you out. Have a good afternoon.
You got it. We come to play, buddy. Next, Your Honor, is going to be position number 4, Ms. Bunch.
All right, Ms. Bunch, your case is 24 CR 003110J. You're charged with terroristic threats and acts. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
Fifth arrest, has a current ag assault. I'm not sure what the bond was today. 2015 FTA, 2014 burglary first degree. Got an open case in Superior Court, possession of a knife or a firearm during the commission. Sale of marijuana obstruction, 23 SC 185950.
All right, thank you, Ms. Desiano.
Your Honor, this incident occurred October 13th, 2023. Officers responded to the iHeart Wings located at 3030 Headland Drive Southwest regarding a dispute. The officers also made contact with the defendant at a different location. Upon arriving to the iHeart Wings, they made contact with the victim, Jen Quell Grimes, who is an employee of the store. She advised that the defendant placed an order for food and waited in the lobby. Upon receiving her food, she was unsatisfied and demanded a refund. The clerk told her she can't get a refund in this circumstance. A verbal altercation took place. The defendant tried to go back into the kitchen, I guess, to find a manager. The employee pulled out a firearm, at which point the defendant pulled out a firearm. There's not much information. I don't believe either party pointed it at either party. Security eventually escorted the defendant out of the building, and on her way out of the building, she threw a full cup of liquid on the ground and told the victim that she had to leave work at some point and that she was going to catch her when she left and that she better watch her back. Our office has not been able to get in touch with the victim at this time. Your Honor, the state's recommending a $10,000 surety bond on count 1 and no further conduct with the victim. Stay away from the iHeart Wings, 8 hours of anger management, and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while on bond. And if we could sound for Jen Quell Grimes.
I have many questions. All right. Is Ms. Grimes on this Zoom conference? Okay. Okay, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, the facts, even in the warrant, are a bit convoluted, but it appears that the alleged victim, or Miss Grimes, was the first to pull a gun.
Sounds that way. Yeah.
So, given that, and I don't know what else is going on with in Superior Court, we would be asking for a signature bond, and we would object to the anger management. We have no objection to a no further contact or stay away.
Okay, Mr. Harris gonna be mad. $2,500 signature bond through pretrial per judge at level 2. She's to stay away from the iHeart Wings and have no contact with the young lady who is the alleged victim in this case. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, including the subject weapon. All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Bunch. What do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 5, Antoine Cooley, position number 5.
All right, Mr. Cooley, your case is 24 CR 003114A. You're charged with simple battery and battery. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
First, he's 18.
Okay. All right, Ms. Tatiana.
Your Honor, this incident occurred on May 19th, 2024. Officers were dispatched to a physical dispute at the Nails 2 located at 349 Decatur Street Southeast. Officers made contact with the two victims, Miss Ann Huang and Mr. Tu Nguyen. They advised the defendant was trying to leave the nail salon without paying for nails. Miss Huang locked the doors to prevent the defendant from leaving when the defendant grabbed her by the hair and slammed her down. Mr. Nguyen got in between the two of them, and the defendant struck him, leaving scratch marks on his neck and arms. Miss Huang did not have any injuries. We have been in touch with Mr. Nguyen. He confirmed the events in the warrant. He stated that the defendant only paid $100 for her nails, but was owed, the total was actually $150, so he wants to be paid back for that. He said everyone in the shop is fearful for their safety now, wants the defendant to stay away. And the state, it is his first arrest. The state's recommending a signature bond through pretrial and no further contact with either victim, a stay away from the Nails 2 location, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could sound for Miss Ann Huang and Mr. Tu Nguyen.
All right, are Miss Huang or Mr. Nguyen present? All right, Mr. Cook, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through pretrial, require anger awareness, stay away, and no contact. Do you have any objection?
Well, we would object to the anger awareness, Your Honor. It appears to be a first arrest. We would be seeking a signature bond through the jail.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level 1 through pretrial. That's going to be $2,000 on the battery, $1,000 on the simple. He is to stay away from that location on Decatur Street. He's to have no contact with either victim. He is going to take the 1-day anger awareness course and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition.
He
Is there
need
anything?
cosigner.
All right. Does he have a cosigner, Mr. Cook?
We have, let me get her name. Crystal Cooley is her mother. Crystal is Crystal. Cooley, the same spelling as the defendant, C0300Ley. Sorry, a little bad afternoon. Cooley. I have a phone number if that's necessary.
I don't think so. Just the name is fine.
Okay.
All right. Best of luck to you. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next is going to be position number 9, Mr. Charles Houston.
Mr. Houston, your case is 24 CR 0031112A. You're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
5 total. He don't have any violence either. Level 1.
Level 1. Okay, thank you, Ms. Tatiana.
Judge, this incident took place on May 18th, 2024. Officers were dispatched to the intersection of Roswell Road and Hembry Park Drive in Roswell in reference to a physical dispute. The caller stated that a male had punched a female in the incident area, and he was driving a blue sedan with a cracked windshield. Upon arrival, the officers located the vehicle at 1545 Mansell Road, which is a racetrack. The officer arrived and spoke with both parties. The defendant said nothing physical occurred. They then spoke to the victim, who's Latera Wentz. She stated that she is the girlfriend of the defendant and they lived together. She stated they were arguing when he tried to open the car door and push her out of the vehicle, and he hit her twice with an open palm, leaving a visible scratch on her face. The victim also stated that the defendant put his hand in her mouth and attempted to open his palm while his hand was in her mouth. And she had scratches on the inside of her mouth as well. Our office has not been in touch with the victim. The state's recommending a signature bond through pretrial, a no further contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location. I believe we also need to do a stay away from the residents because they live together, anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could please sound for Miss Latera Wentz.
All right, I'm sounding for Ms. Wentz. If you're present and wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera and unmute. I don't see anyone with that name. Mr. Ty, I'm inclined to accept the state's recommendation, but feel free to place your objections onto the record.
Your Honor, I have no objection to the signature bond. I would object to the no further contact, although I haven't had contact with the complaining witness, and the stay away. He does live there. And Your Honor, he does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond at level 1 through pretrial services. He's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course, have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the incident location and from the residence. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing from the state.
All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Houston. Who do we have next?
We're gonna go to position number 7, Ms. Oslem Ariden. Ariden.
All right. Good afternoon. Your case number is 24 CR 003120B. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Howard.
2020 DUI conviction. 2015 refused to commit chemical tests. That's it.
Okay. All right. Ms. Desiano.
Your Honor, is this the defendant's last name, Ariden?
Yes.
Okay. Officers, this incident occurred May 19th, 2024. Officers were dispatched to a domestic dispute at 49034 Gardner Drive in Alpharetta. It appears the neighbor called the police in reference to a dispute. It's an apartment. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the defendant and the victim, Michael Payne. Mr. Payne advised that he and his roommate, the defendant, got into a verbal disagreement. When the defendant got aggressive, the victim started filming the defendant. The defendant took the victim's phone and wouldn't give it back. The argument escalated, and the defendant bit the victim on the left cheek, leaving a laceration on the victim's cheek. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial. No further violent contact with the victim. Our office has been in touch with the victim. He stated that nothing like this has ever happened before. He believed the defendant was just stressed out about moving because their lease is up, and he's not in fear of defendant and wants her to be able to come back. The state is also recommending anger awareness and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could sound for Mr. Michael Payne.
All right. Is Mr. Payne present and wishes to make a statement? If so, please raise your right hand.
All
Do you
right.
swear and affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
All right. You can put your hand down. I'm most concerned with any concerns you have for your safety and your desires for contact. What would you like to tell me?
Your Honor, I have no concerns for safety. Again, this was just a one-time accident. We are moving this week to different locations. I would like her to be able to come back and stay here until we both are able to move out this week. No concerns.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial at level 1. She's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that SOB through pretrial. All right. Best of luck to you. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Next is gonna be position number 10, Mr. Danny Thomas Johnson.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. Your case is 24 CR 003111E. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your right?
Yes, I do.
All right. Mr. Howard.
7 total. Last arrest was 08 out of Alabama for assault. I guess it's somewhat of a CWAC assault. That's it.
Somewhat. That's interesting. Okay. All right. Ms. Desiano, please proceed.
I'll
Yes,
put it in
Your
the
Honor.
chat.
Okay. Understood.
It appears that that was dismissed and it was from 2007. This incident occurred May 4th, 2024. Officers responded to a dispute call at 499 Manford Road, Southwest in Atlanta. Upon arrival, they met with the victim, Ms. Turkisy Johnson. She advised that she came home from work and the defendant, who is her husband, got mad at her because the blinds were open. He then hit the victim in the face, which knocked her into the wall. The person who called the police was actually a roommate and a landlord, and she advised that this happens weekly between the two of them. However, this is the first time that police have been called. Our office has been in touch with the victim. She said that she and the defendant are married. They've been married for the last 8 months. They no longer live together. They do not have children. She stated that she has since left the residence and no longer lives at the incident location. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She said this is not the first time the defendant's been violent toward her. She wants no contact. our office. He does have some history, Judge, but it's very old, and the most recent violent history was dismissed. So the state's recommending a signature bond through pretrial, a no further contact with the victim, anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And it's my understanding they don't need to stay away because she's moved out. If we could sound for Turkesy Johnson.
All right, is Ms. Johnson present and wishes to make a statement? All right, hearing none, Ms. Melnick, I'm inclined to grant that SLB through pretrial at level 1. Require the anger awareness and the no further contact. Any objection?
No, Your Honor. How much was the bond again? I'm sorry.
I haven't said it yet.
Okay.
Defendant will receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial at level 1. He's to take the 1-day anger awareness course, have no contact with Ms. Johnson. The stay away will not be required, and he is to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 12, Mr. Damalos King.
All right, Mr. King, your case is 24 CR 003091Y. In this case, you're charged with reckless conduct. You understand your rights?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Howard.
6 total. Got an open hit and run, suspended license obstruction. That's in state court, 22 CR 008233Y. Open identity theft fraud out of the cab. And you got a history of suspended license. That's about it.
Okay.
This was level 2 if you do pretrial.
Okay. All right, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 17, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a person shot call at 2434 St. Paul Avenue Northwest in Atlanta. DeMarlos King had transported Tyrese Richards to Emory Hospital by the time officers arrived. The officer did speak with both parties at the hospital. Mr. King advised that while he was moving Mr. Richards' firearm, which was under the covers on his bed, the firearm accidentally discharged. Mr. King was holding the firearm by the magazine and believes the cover was caught on the trigger, causing it to discharge. A bullet went through the wall and struck Mr. Richards in the leg. I do understand that this may be a Riverside issue. The state's recommending signature bond through pretrial services. We're asking for no firearms, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Ms. Melnick, any objection to the SLB through pretrial?
No, Your Honor, and I know we have a heavy calendar, but I do want to report that this is like a big brother to him. This went through a mattress and through a closet into another room, and he was at the hospital the entire time. I mean, this was...
It was a wake-up call. All right,
Right.
defendant is going to receive a $5,000 SLB through pretrial at level 2. He's had absolutely no firearms or drugs or alcohol as a condition. All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Next, Your Honor, is going to be position number 13, Mr. Rodriguez Long.
All right, Mr. Long, your case is 24 CR 003101Y. You're charged with shoplifting, obstruction, and giving false information. You understand your rights?
Ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Third arrest. He just got driving and marijuana in his history. Level 1.
Okay. Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 19, 2024. Officer Hardy was working an extra job at the Walmart at 6149 Old National Highway in South Fulton. While he was there, he was notified by loss prevention that Rodriguez Long was attempting to shoplift some merchandise. The officer did observe Mr. Long walking out of the store with a GoTrax hoverboard. The estimated value is $128. He also heard the loss prevention manager telling him to put the item back because he had not paid for it. The officer then told Mr. Long to come back into the store and come with him to the loss prevention office. Mr. Long placed the item on the floor and ran out of the store. He was located a short ways away in a residential subdivision. He did comply with verbal commands at that time. He was detained and taken back to the Walmart. Once there, he told the officer that his name was Jamel James. He finally revealed his real name after being advised that the officer would be able to retrieve his identity by using a fingerprint scanner. A GCIC check returned an active warrant out of Fayette County and one out of Union City, both probation violations. And Your Honor, based on the open probation, the state's requesting a $1,000 surety bond. That's $500 on the shoplifting and $250 on the remaining charges. A release to Fayette County, stay away from the Walmart at 6149 Old National Highway, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right. In light of the information before me, Ms. Nolik, I'm inclined to give your client an SLB through the jail. Any
Yes.
objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, he is to stay away from that location. Defendant will receive $3,000 surety, $3,000 SOB through the jail, 1,000 on each count. He's to stay away from that Walmart, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Anything additional?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Next is going to be position number 15, Mr. Jordan McLendon. McLendon.
All right, Mr. McLendon, your case is 24 CR 0031022Y. You're charged with simple battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
First, slow down.
All right. Mr. Brown?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 18, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 1145 Whitestone Ridge in Alpharetta. Samantha O'Connell advised an argument with the father of her child, Jordan McLendon, became physical when he slammed the door on her, hitting her in the back when she attempted to leave the residence. He became angry during a conversation about being unable to pay the phone bill. Ms. O'Connell had noted that he was becoming enraged. She attempted to leave the residence. She was holding their 7-month-old daughter at the time she was struck with the door. We spoke with Ms. O'Connell. She says that the two are in a relationship. They do live together. They do share the one child. She indicated that the incident location is her father's residence and that Mr. McLendon was staying with them. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She stated she only called the police because she wanted to calm him down and did not want to escalate the situation. She stated that he's had violent outbursts in the past, that he would throw things and become aggressive, but this was the first time that he had actually struck her. Normally, her father would be there to de-escalate the arguments, but because her father wasn't there, she called the police. She states she's not in fear of the defendant. She's okay with no violent contact, and she believes that he'll be going back to his mother's residence. She indicated he'll be on Zoom. Your Honor, I understand this is his first arrest. Based on the nature of the allegation, the fact that she was holding the child at the time, and even the victim's comments, the state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, a one-day anger awareness, no further contact with Samantha O'Connell at this time, stay away from the incident location, 1145 Whitestone Ridge in Alpharetta, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Of course, we'd like to sound for Miss Samantha O'Connell at this time.
All right, if Ms. O'Connell's on the line, please unmute, raise your right hand if you'd like to make a statement. Do you swear in the affirmative testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What I'm most interested in today is not your recitation of what happened, but your position as to concerns for your safety and any contact you wish to have with the defendant in light of those instructions. What would you like to tell me?
Yes, Your Honor. So I don't have fear for my safety or anything like that. I really wasn't, my intention was not for him to go to jail for battery. Just again, what I had stated in my statement was to just have somebody be able to calm him down, because I know if I'm not able to do that, then it's kind of hard to do so. I wasn't aware of the situation again in the past of he was able to go back home, or I would have called his grandmother first. So again, it wasn't my intention for him to be charged at all. And I'm not feared for my life or my daughters or anything like that. And as long as he's able to come back, he always will be. He is her father, and I love him to pieces. Just without any of the violence and anger is all I'm asking.
All right, Mr. Ty.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 22 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. He's a high school graduate. He did recently lose his job working at Sam's Club. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant, which the warrant's saying that she was hit by a door that was being closed on her way out. In light of the complaining witness's statement, I would ask for a signature bond through the jail and no violent contact. And I would object to a stay away
All right.
and the anger awareness, nothing further.
All right. All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level 1 through pretrial services. He's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course. He's to have no contact at this time with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. He is to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that SOB through pretrial. Is there anything additional?
Your Honor, can we specify a third-party transfer of the child since I think there is, oh, never mind, that was NOD'd, I guess.
So you're not requesting a third party?
Well, yeah, well, since he can't have contact with her, I would like for there to be a
Okay.
party.
All right. We can coordinate transfer of the child or visitation through a third party. All right. Best of luck to all parties. Thank you. All right, who do we have next?
Next, we're going to position number 16, Mr. Rashad Miller.
All right, Mr. Miller, your case is 24 CR 003093C. You're charged with loitering and prowling and giving false information. You understand your rights? Say yes.
I wasn't aware of my rights.
You were. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this over the internet. You understand that?
Now you're reading something.
Okay, I'm going to assume that's a yes because I told him to you. All right, Ms. Howard.
20 total on probation out of Baldwin County for burglary. Wanted out of Baldwin County. 2023, I got a probation violation, FTA. 2023 battery DB first offender. 2022 violation of family violence order trespass conviction. A couple of FTAs from 2021.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 19, 2024. Law enforcement was notified by Ryan Brumfield. He said he saw Rashad Miller suspiciously walking into his neighbor's porch, and he heard his neighbor scream. He called the police. The neighbor's name is Theanna, Theanna Garcia. She explained that she saw Mr. Miller on her porch. Her boyfriend confronted him, and he said he was looking for food and shoes. He took a bag from the porch and then left. Mr. Miller was located by the officer at the entrance to the apartment complex. He refused to provide his name, telling the officer his name is Sight. He remained uncooperative when attempting to get an explanation as to why he was on Ms. Garcia's porch. Your Honor, based on the history of the several FTAs, the probation violations, the state is requesting a $1,000 surety bond. That's $500 on each count. No further contact with Ms. Garcia. Stay away from 2808 Peachtree Park Drive, Northeast in Atlanta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. And if we may sound for Ms. Garcia this time, Your Honor.
All right, is Ms. Garcia present? And wishes to make a statement. All right, Ms. Melnick.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm between screens. Yes, Your Honor. My client does have a separate address that he can stay at 201 Washington Street, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. He has been living in Atlanta since he was 12. His mother still lives in Atlanta and I have all of her contact information. So he was just in the area loitering. We would ask the court to consider that if there was no specific contact, and we'd ask for a signature bond. He does not have any means of being able to pay for a bond, good bond.
All right, the defendant is going to receive a $1,000 surety bond, $500 on each count. He's to stay away from that location, have no alcohol, no drugs or weapons, and have no contact with Ms. Garcia. And as a reminder, he'll be reset to state out purpose on the, was it the 4th? Best of luck to you, Mr. Miller. What do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 17, Mr. Patrick Nolte.
Okay, sir. All right, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 003094G. In this case, you're charged with battery family violence. You understand, right? All right, Mr. Howard.
First level 1.
All right, Mr. Graham.
Excuse me. Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 19, 2024. Law enforcement responded to an injured person call. at 3172 Roswell Road Northeast in Atlanta. The caller was the concierge person at the apartment building lobby. She advised that a woman was requesting EMS services in reference to a physical dispute. Upon arrival, the officer met Jordan Ochoa in the lobby. She was crying and she had visible swelling to both of her cheeks and around both of her eyes. In addition, she had bruising on her left thigh. Ms. Ochoa advised that she was physically assaulted by her boyfriend, Patrick Noki, after he went through her phone. He became upset, grabbed her by the hair, began punching her in the face multiple times. He ripped her dress, stomped on her while she was on the ground. She was able to get away and ran to the lobby for help. The officer was also able to feel knots on the back of Ms. Ochoa's head. She further advised that the altercation began after they returned home from having some drinks. Our office has not been in touch with Ms. Ochoa at this time, Your Honor. I understand this is his first arrest based on the nature of the allegation and the sustained injuries. The state's requesting a $1,500 surety bond. We're also requesting a one-day anger awareness, additionally an ADET. No further contact with Jordan Ochoa. Stay away from the incident location at 3172 Roswell Road Northeast. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And of course, if we can sound for Ms. Jordan Ochoa at this time, Your Honor.
All right, is Ms. Ochoa on the line and wishes to make a statement? I don't see anyone with that name. Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor. This was his first arrest ever. He has a bachelor's in business and he does work at the Capital City Club. The alleged the complaining witness in this case was intoxicated at this time. I did speak to him and he does have another address that he can go to because I stated that I suspected that there would be no contact and he would need to stay away, but he would like a one-time visit to go back to get his dog and any belongings. Again, given that this is his first and that the complaining witness was intoxicated, we are asking for a signature bond on this case.
Okay. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level 2. He is to take a 2-day anger awareness course, have no contact with Ms. Ochoa. He also is to stay away from that address. He can return one time with law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. What do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 19, Mr. Venda.
All right. Good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 0030966Y. You're charged with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children. You understand your right?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
First level 1.
All right, Mr. Graham.
Excuse me. Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place May 19, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 203 North Park Lane in Milton. Upon arrival, Namrata, Namrata Pandya, advised in an argument over food with her husband Vinay Pandya, became physical when he grabbed her by the hair, struck her on the right side of her face, causing swelling, also struck her in the right upper chest and shoulder area, causing pain due to her previous injury. At some point, she fell to the floor, causing pain and swelling in her right knee. The juvenile son, initials DP, was present, witnessed the altercation. Our office has spoken with Ms. Pandya. She tells us that the two are married. They do reside together at the incident location. She stated they do have a domestic violence history she's afraid of the defendant. She confirmed the events in the warrant and that she went to the hospital, was told that she doesn't have any major injuries. She was given some pain medication for what she sustained. She stated that she would like no contact for her and the juvenile DP, stay away from the residence, and she's okay with having a one-time police escort. In light of those facts, Your Honor, the state is recommending a $1,500 surety bond and FVIP, no further contact with Namrata Pandya and the juvenile DP. Stay away from the incident location, 203 North Park Lane in Milton, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And I do believe I see Ms. Pandya.
Yeah, I see her on the line, so we'll see. Ms. Pandya, would you like to make a statement? If you do, please turn on. You have to unmute first.
Ma'am, can you
Unmute. You need to unmute so we can hear you. Press the unmute button. All right, she's having some, is it possible, Miss Lewis, to unmute her? Or no? She has to unmute herself.
What are we talking about, Judge?
Can we send her a host would like her to unmute?
Which they can unmute themselves. Who was we talking about?
Miss Pandia, you know how you can send the prompt that says host would like you to unmute?
No, I haven't.
We can't hear you. We're not gonna be able to hear you speak. Oh, there you are. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
I have a swelling on eyes.
Wait, before that, do you promise to tell the truth?
Truth.
Okay, put your hand down. What would you like to tell me?
I am not safe with my husband. I want divorce because he fight every time on my chest and shoulder. I am not safe.
All right. I appreciate you making that statement. Thank you. Miss Atai?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 51 years old. This is his very first arrest. He is the father to the minor child who's 15 years old and a 22-year-old son. They do all live together. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. He's a Georgia resident. I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services. I object to the FVIP. This is his very first arrest. And I have no objection to the no further contact and the stay away. He does need the one-time law enforcement escort. And I would ask for a third-party transfer so that he can see the 15-year-old child. Nothing further.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,500 signature bond at level 2 through pretrial, $3,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. He's going to take the one-day anger awareness course, have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from that location. He can return one time with law enforcement to get any items. He can coordinate transfer of the children through a third party, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through pretrial. Is there anything additional?
Your Honor, did you say one-time law enforcement escort?
Yes,
Oh,
one-time LEO.
thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. What level did you say?
Level 2.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Champion. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 20, Mr. Woolens, Pierre.
All right, Mr. Pierre, your case is 24 CR 003097C. You are charged with cruelty to children, hindering someone attempted to make an emergency call, and battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
Third, 2023 DUI hit and run open. Trespass from 2018 dismissed. This is level 2.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 3rd, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 3100 Godby Road at College Park. Upon arrival, Damisha Scrutchins advised that she was physically attacked by her boyfriend, Willens Pierre. He choked her, punched her in the back of the head, saying that it was over for her because she was lying to him. He continued to choke her to the point where she couldn't breathe. Her daughter, minor initials KS, witnessed the altercation. While the minor was attempting to call the police, Mr. Pierre took the phone from her hands and hung the phone up. The officer did observe bruising and swelling up to Miss Scrutchins' bottom lip. Your Honor, I understand the defense may raise a Riverside issue here. However, Mr. Pierre was arrested on May 3rd, but he was being held on separate charges, felony charges, including aggravated assault, possession of firearms, and the commission of a felony, kidnapping, terroristic threats. They did involve the same victim, although they are separate charges. He was booked in on these charges Friday, May 17th at 9:58 p.m. So I don't believe we reached the 72-hour mark for Riverside to attach. Based on the history, Your Honor, the fact that he's got open cases with the victim on felony charges, the state is requesting a... Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. We haven't been in touch with Ms. Scrutchins yet today. The state's recommending a 3,500 surety bond. That's 2,500 on the battery and 500 on each remaining count. No further contact with Damisha Scrutchins or the minor KS. Stay away from 3100 Godby Road, College Park. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. No firearms. And at this time, we can sound for Damisha Scrutchins, Your Honor.
Is Ms. Scrutchins present? All right, Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor, I am going to be raising a Riverside issue according to the facts laid out. It is going to be more than 72 hours, but my calculations. So we are raising it.
What are your calculations? You're saying he was booked in prior to that 9 o'clock at night, Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor, he's been in since I believe May 3rd. Without a warrant.
But booked in on this charge. Hold on. I want to look at one thing. And this was accused when again, Mr. Graham? Involved in?
Yeah, he was booked into Fulton on these charges on Friday, May 17th at 9:58 p.m. So we're within that 72-hour period, and the case was accused this morning.
Okay.
He's been in.
Right, but he's got to be booked in on that charge, Ms. Melnick, because technically he would have, he could have bonded out on the other, in theory. That's the Riverside. So I don't think that Riverside attaches to these particular charges.
I was going from an earlier date. I understand what the court is saying. Your Honor, I did speak to him. I understand these charges, but he has not been in trouble before this. He does have a job with the staffing warehouse. And he does have a separate residence that he stays at 5125 Beverly Glen Village Lane is in Peachtree, Georgia.
Send
it. Go ahead. Your Honor, just for the record, I'd like to point out that he did have his felony first appearance on Saturday, in which he was given no bond for each of those charges that I listed: ag assault, possession of firearm, kidnapping, terroristic threats.
I saw that, yes.
All right. The defendant is going to receive a $1,500 surety bond, $500 on each count. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from that location. Should he need to return one time with a member of law enforcement, he could do so. He needs to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and he will be reset to the state all-purpose calendar. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 21, Mr. Carl Powell.
All right, Mr. Powell, your case is 24 CR 003098E. In this case, you are charged with battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have his history, please?
First level.
All right, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 18, 2024, at 9995 Old Dogwood Road in Roswell. The police were called on May 19, 2024, and they met with the victim at North Fulton Hospital, located 3000 Hospital Boulevard. That victim is Deborah Ferguson. She advised that on the day before, May 18th, a verbal argument with her boyfriend, Carl Powell, became physical when he pushed her from behind, knocking her off of the bed, causing her to strike her forearm on the floor. He then grabbed her by the shirt, punched her in the left eye. The officer observed a large red mark around her eye, a larger purple bruise covering most of her left cheek. She also had a large bruise on her forearm. Ms. Ferguson believes he may have some undiagnosed MH issues. We've been unable to get in contact with her today. State's requesting a $1,500 surety bond, Your Honor, a one-day anger awareness, no further contact with Deborah Ferguson. Stay away from 9995 Old Dogwood Road in Roswell, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And if we may sound for Deborah Ferguson at this time.
All right, is Ms. Ferguson present and wishes to make a statement? All right, hearing none, Mrs. Ty.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 53 years old. He is a Georgia resident, and as you heard, this is his very first arrest. He does firmly deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. he tells me, and the warrant states that he told the police that he called the police the previous day for her attacking him and throwing things around in the hotel room. And then there was some question of, she showed up with injuries and the police asked him, why didn't you call the police? And basically arrested him because she had injuries, which he denied that he caused. And he does firmly deny the allegations as stated in the warrant and any, allegation that he has MH issues, Your Honor. He's 53 years old and this is his first arrest. He is gainfully employed at Studio 6. He does state that he's living in this hotel room, so I would object to a stay away. He states that she has moved out. She and her things were gone, so I would ask for a one-time law enforcement escort to confirm that she doesn't stay there so that he can continue to live there. No further contact with her is absolutely fine, and as this is his first arrest and he is recommended, I would ask for a signature bond through the jail, if not pretrial services, no more than level 1, nothing further.
All right, defendant will receive a $4,000 signature bond at level 1. He is to take the 1-day anger awareness course. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from that location should she still reside there. He will return with law enforcement one time to make that determination. If she's gone, he can return. If she remains, he must stay away and collect his items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through pretrial services. Best of luck to you, Mr. Powell. That concludes your case.
Next, we're going to position number 23, Mr. Rudolph Chandler.
Mr. Chandler, your case is 24 CR 0031188A. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. Can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
I don't have a Rudolph Chandler. I didn't see that on my pull sheet.
All right, Mr. Walker, if you have it.
It's fine, Your Honor. I was going to ask for a SOB through the jail. Essentially, his sister was staying with the defendant. He states that the victim left. She stated that she was still residing there, but ultimately he ended up changing the locks. It is his property, so the state is asking for a signature bond through the jail, no further violent contact with his sister, or no harassing contact, I should say. Her name is Altavice Chandler. I'm not sure if she's on the line, but if Miss Chandler is on the line, we would sound for her.
I'm his mother.
Wait, no. Wait 1 second. We have to stay in order, okay? All right, and I'm sorry, Mr. Walker, you did say through the jail?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I understand the mother is there. Is the sister on the line?
Not to my understanding, ma'am, and I'm not the mother of her. I'm his mother.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Cook, do you object to a SOB through the jail? You're muted.
This is who?
Mr. Rudolph Chandler, position 23.
That's not my client, you know.
Oh, you turned on the camera. I thought it was you. Who represents this defendant?
What was the name again, Your Honor?
Number 23.
23.
Chandler.
Rudolph Chandler.
That's my client, Your Honor. I apologize.
Do you object to SOB jail?
No objection. Not at all, Your Honor.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $5,000 SOB through the jail. He's to have no violent or harassing contact with his sister, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. He will be reset for the notice. All right. Best of luck to you, sir.
Ma'am, Judge, may I
I'm
speak?
letting him out of the jail. There's nothing further for us to talk about.
It's an important issue of safety, ma'am.
Call me, please.
Please call his attorney. I'm letting him out of the jail, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Best of luck. I don't mean to be short, but we have a lot of people to get to, and there's only so many things we can address today.
Can
if
she
you'll
call
chat
me?
his attorney, huh?
Can she call me?
If you'll
Yes.
put your number in the chat to her, she'll give you a call after the end of the calendar, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Yes, sir. Y'all, this is going to be position number 27, Mr. Tamal Sewell.
All right, sir, your case is 24 CR 003105J. You're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have the history?
Third arrest. Got assault, battery, kidnapping, malicious injury that was dismissed. That was in another state. This was level 1.
In this case, law enforcement was dispatched at
Wait, I'm
760.
sorry, Ms. Walker. Assault, battery, what? And what year was that? And this is level 1?
Whereas assault and battery, first degree kidnapping, malicious injury. They were dismissed.
Oh,
so that's why.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
2017.
2017. Okay.
It's law
It's
enforcement
hard to
was,
predict what's happening. Some of these. Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Law enforcement was dispatched at 760 Mount Vernon Highway, where they met with the victim, Miss Victoria Turner. She advised that her and the defendant lived together at that location. They are in a relationship. They were having a verbal disagreement where the defendant struck the victim, causing swelling to her face. The state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond, a no contact with Miss Turner, a stay away from the incident location, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. I'm not sure if Miss Victoria Turner is on the line, but we would sound for the victim at this time.
All right. Is Ms. Turner on the line? Wishes to make a statement. All right. Mr. Cook?
Actually, he is my client, Mr.
Oh, I'm
Saul.
sorry. Go ahead,
Yes.
Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 32 years old, Your Honor, and he has been here in Georgia almost about 1.5 years. He's gainfully employed. However, he's afraid. Actually, he just had an interview at FedEx ground yesterday because last few weeks he didn't have an employment. However, he was gainfully employed before that. He was arrested in the past. However, that was nothing to do with him. So I don't want that to cause any kind of prejudice against him. He graduated from high school in South Carolina, and he does not have any children with her. And he has no objection to stay away and no further contact as long as he gets a one-time law enforcement officer escorted visit to retrieve his personal belongings. That house, that place 760, wherever she resides,
I think it's a hotel.
it's her in her name, so he has no objection to stay away. We would like to request for signature on bond since he did not have anything else except the one that was dismissed.
Venda's gonna receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Ms. Turner, stay away from that location, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Anything additional? All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 30, Mr. Jackson Tipton.
Mr. Tipton, your case is 24CR 003109C. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I do.
All right. All right. Mr. Howard?
First, resident of South Carolina. So jail direct.
Okay. Mr. Walker?
What's the number?
Which one? Back up one.
Mr. Walker, you gone?
Oh.
Did we lose Mr. Walker?
On the back, that's 3309.
It looks like it.
I think we lost Mr. Walker.
3309.
Mr. Ciano, will you text him? Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, can we go to a position? Have you done all your positions today?
I have not. I am Michael Davis needs to go.
Can we
I
do
have a
one of
couple.
Ms. Desiano's positions?
Okay, you go back.
I was gonna say
I
I
don't
can
have
fill
Mr.
out
Walker.
the warrant on this position too and do it for Mr. Walker if he doesn't come back.
Oh, you can do this one for Mr. Walker?
Yes, Judge, I just need a second to pull up.
Oh, Mr. Walker's back. There he
Oh,
is.
okay, never mind.
Mr. Walker, we lost you. Mr. Walker, can you hear us? See us? He's having some problems. Ms. Desiano, if you can proceed, please do so.
Yes, Judge, I need just a second to pull up the warrant. What case are we on?
30, Mr. Tipton.
Okay. Thank you. Come on, Odyssey. Okay, Your Honor, this incident took place on May 19th, 2024. Officers were dispatched to 774 Claremont Drive in response to a physical altercation. When they arrived on scene, they met with the victim, Miss Amy Muchow, who advised that she had gotten into a dispute with her boyfriend, Mr. Jackson. She advised that they were at a wedding reception and had a few drinks. When they returned, she went to sleep on his couch, and Mr. Tipton woke her up by violently grabbing her and pulling her off the couch. She advised that he put his hands over his face, applying pressure, leaving a mark on her left cheek. She advised that the defendant followed her around the property, being verbally aggressive, demanding that she come talk to him. She asked him multiple times to stop grabbing her, and he would not listen. The mother of the victim received a phone call, said she could hear her daughter screaming, saying that he was hurting her. And then as far as getting in touch with the victim, Your Honor, let's see.
I see her on the line, so we can
Oh,
sound
okay.
her.
You can sound her.
All right. And do you have a recommendation as to the bond?
Yes, Your Honor. What was his history?
First.
If this is first, we'll do a signature bond through pretrial services. Contact will be up to the victim.
Up to me, actually, but yeah. Okay.
Well, yes, Judge. And then anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while on bond, and a stay away if necessary.
Okay. All right, Ms. Child, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes,
and under
I
the
do.
penalty of perjury. All right, what we're most concerned with are concerns that you have for your safety and desires for contact. What would you like to tell me?
I'm fine with contact.
Wait, let me make clear though, you do not have to make a statement. Do you want to make a statement today?
I don't want to press charges, and he's a really good guy. He doesn't, I mean, he hurt me, but I won't be seeing him unless it's on my terms.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 27 years old. He wanted me to tell his girlfriend that, he is in love with her and he wants to have a contact. So I was going to ask for for the violent contact. Even though it is South Carolina, it's only 2 hours away, Your Honor. And the incident location is where the wedding was. So he does not have to be there. So stay away from that incident location is absolutely fine. And Your Honor, they have been living together, even though they don't have a child together. They want to continue their relationship. He is gainfully employed. He does have 4 years of college education from Kentucky. He was captain for football and swimming team. He is working as a designer, installer. He has been here very reliable. He's reliable in terms of finance and all that kind of stuff. So please, we would like to request for signature on bond through jail since it is still far, and no for the violent contact. Thanks.
All right, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that surety bond. He'll be reset to all purpose on the 4th of June. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, I have no idea what's going on with my Zoom, but my audio isn't working. I turned my camera off and it's now working, so if we could just push through like this.
All right, we'll work through it, Mr. Walker.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on.
All right, we'll work through it. All right, best of luck to Mr. Tipton. That concludes your case. Who do we have next? Okay, someone is in the chat sending me a long message. Please don't do that. Whoever this is. Okay. Oh,
This is gonna be position number 32, Mr. Watley.
who is iPhone that's chatting me? I need you to not do that. That is very inappropriate. Who's
Can
chatting
you tell
me?
me who the iPhone number is? There's several on there. I can remove them from the Zoom if you
There's
need.
no number because there's more than one iPhone. All right. I'm not going to read that message. If you have a concern, whoever that is, please send a message to a victim at. Is there a victim advocate on the line? Yes, there is. Miss Cheney, can you please iPhone, please chat, Miss Cheney, and not me. Thank you. All right, who do we have next?
This is position number 32, Mr. Watley.
Oh, and Miss Maldonado, somebody please chat iPhone. All right. Your case number is 24CR003115D. You're charged with theft by taking. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard, the history, please.
6 adult arrests on probation for entering auto with intent to commit theft or a felony hit and run battery. It's 22 SC 185484. Also on probation for theft by taking 21 SC 179807 and a 2021 simple assault 2024 FTA.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 2539 Piedmont. The victim's name is, I have to spell the first name, Snehal Belmere. They had their backpack in their shopping cart, and the defendant took the backpack. Inside the backpack contained the victim's passport, laptop, and social security card. The state is asking for a $1,500 surety bond. No contact with the victim by the last name of Belmere, and I stay away from that instant location.
All right, is that victim on the line, last name Belmere? All right, Mr. Ty, I'm laying the information before me. I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond to the jail with a requirement they have no contact and stay away. Any objections?
No objections. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $7,000 signature bond through the jail. They have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. Stay away from that incident location. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. All right, best of luck to you. What do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 33, Mr. Michael Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis. Davis is 33. That's interesting.
I'm only going by what the calendar says, Your Honor.
No, you're right. It's just, you are correct. This is interesting. Okay, Mr. Davis, your case is 24CR003121C. You're charged with battery, family violence, 3 counts of cruelty to children in the third, and 1 count of criminal trespass. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
25 on probation out of Rockdale for battery. On probation in Fayette for driving without a valid license. Open case in Coweta for driving without a valid license. 2023 ag battery that was dismissed. 2012 criminal damage to property conviction. 2012 escape conviction. 2013 domestic violence arrest.
Okay. All right, Ms. Desiano.
Your Honor, this incident took place May 18th, 2024. Officers were dispatched to 3110 Godby Road in College Park in reference to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the victim, Shumpert Taylor. She stated that her boyfriend, who she lives with and has a child with, has been drinking for the last 2 days. He became aggressive by jumping in her face and calling her name. The altercation turned physical when he began choking her by wrapping his hands around her neck, causing her to lose circulation temporarily. He also threw her to the ground by her hair. She said she was on the phone with her mom at the time this happened, and he took her phone and threw it into the woods, and now her phone is lost. And the altercation occurred in front of the victim's 3 minor children, I believe one of whom is the defendant's child as well. That is juvenile ZT, juvenile JT, and juvenile MT, all under the age of 7, with the youngest being not even almost 1 year old. Our office has not been in touch with the victim at this time, and we are in the process of possibly transferring this case to the DA's office. As Mr. Howard said, he does have recent history. He has a battery from 2023, an aggravated battery arrest from 2023 as well. The state's recommending a $2,500 surety on the battery, count 1, and then a $500 surety on the remaining 4 counts. I believe that's a total of $4,500. No further contact with the victims, stay away from the incident location, anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could sound for Shumpert Taylor.
All right, is Shumpert Taylor present? All right, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, my client has lived in the Atlanta area for 2 years. He does work and does warehouse work. He denies the allegation, the battery allegation. His position is that during the argument, she threw a phone at him and not the other way around. We would be asking, we have no problem with or no objection to a no contact or stay away. We would be asking for a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate, and third party transfer to see the child they share.
All right, give me one moment. All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 surety bond. It's $1,000 on count 1 and $500 on each of the remaining counts. He's to have no contact with any of the alleged victims. Stay away from that incident location. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing from the state.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. What do we have next?
Your Honor, you can go to ACDC.
All right. Good afternoon. Have you heard has ACDC heard their rights?
No, I think you have to read their rights.
Okay. I'm muted too. They running. Okay. Hi, Milton.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. All right.
They have
All
to
right.
get the rights heard.
All right. All defendants, please pay attention. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney at this proceeding. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch this. When I ask if you understand your rights, that is what I am referring to. Excuse me. All right. Who do we have first at ACDC?
Position 1, Brianna Abner.
All right, Ms. Abner, your case is 24 CR 00-31178. You're charged with DUI and reckless driving. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Second arrest. 2022 unauthorized discharge of a firearm. Simple battery DV that's open in state court. Has a current ag assault, possession of a firearm during a commission and felony. That's it.
All right. Ms. Esiano.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm showing this is actually her 4th arrest. You may remember this defendant from Friday. She stole her neighbor's Ring camera, same person. This case occurred on May 15th, 2024. Officers were traveling on Cleveland Avenue en route to another call when they observed a black 2022 Toyota Camry reckless driving, speeding, running a red traffic light at Cleveland Avenue at Old Hapeville Road. The vehicle then struck a Honda Civic on the left side and hit a tree around 365 Cleveland Avenue. The driver was identified as defendant, was arrested on scene. The officer noticed that she had a strong odor of marijuana on her breath, and the defendant admitted to using drugs prior to the collision. Judge, she does have an open ag assault in which she was given no bond. However, this case we originally thought was attached to that case because it happened on the same day. So there is a Riverside issue here because she was booked on this charge
ask that
Friday. Yeah. So the state's recommending an SOB jail, no driving without a valid license, and no weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
That's what it's going to have to be. Defendant is gonna receive a $10,000 signature bond through the jail. It's gonna be 9,000 SOB count one, 1,000 SOB count two. She's not to drive unless she has a valid license issued by the Georgia DDS. All right, that's the vote to Ms. Abner.
Okay. Next, we have position 8, Shawana Hall.
All right, Ms. Hall, your case is 24 CR 0031113B. You're charged with simple battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
I do.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Well,
If you're
total.
that's 12.
Gotta open a simple battery obstruction felony. It's 22 CP 2111529, but I think they transferred it to state court. 2016 battery DB NOLO and probation violations from 2011 and 2014.
All right, thank you, Ms. Desiano.
Judge, it's my understanding that both of her prior batteries are different victims. This incident occurred on February 11th, 2024. Officers responded to a dispute call at 3215 Cushman Circle Southwest, apartment C13. Upon arrival, officers made contact with Miriam Hall. She stated that her daughter, the defendant, and her were in a physical altercation at the BP gas station located at 2595 Martin Luther King Drive. She advised that her daughter punched her in the face several times. There were no injuries reported. The state is recommending, in light of her history, a $1,500 surety bond and no further contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location, and the residence. Anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. Our office has not been able to get in touch with the complaining witness. If we could sound for Miss Miriam Hall.
Is Ms. Hall present? Wishes to make a statement? All right, Mr. Cook.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the charge, as I understand it, is simple assault. My client denies the accusations as stated in the warrant. We would be seeking, we have no problem with any kind of stay away or no further contact. We would object to the anger awareness, and we would be seeking a bond. Given the nature of the charge, we would be seeking a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate.
All right, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 surety bond. She's have no contact with any of the alleged victims. Stay away from that location. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. The case will be reset to state all purpose on June 4th, whereby aspects of the case can be revisited. All right. All right, best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
I don't know what it is. 1 second. Position 24, Miss Silvera.
Yeah, we need a breakout.
Right. Let's do a different position. Let's do that one last, please.
Okay, 28, Miss Starks.
All right, please, whoever is chatting me, do not chat me. I don't read the chat. Please stop chatting me. All right, Ms. Starks, your case is 24 CR 0031006F. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence. You understand your rights? Mr. Howard? Oh, will you understand your rights? Was that a yes? All right, Mr. Howard.
Fourth arrest. Was arrested this year for window tint and got an abandonment of dependent child in the history. That's it.
Okay.
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor. The
Walker?
victim in this case is the defendant's son. I believe he's 13 years of age. I'll refer to him by juvenile of ZS. He went to school essentially and reported to one of the administrators there that his mother punched him in both of his eyes. And apparently he had 2 black eyes, so law enforcement was called. We're asking for a no further violent contact with the juvenile victim ZS to comply with any open defects orders, no weapon, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. We are asking for that to be the pretrial services and a 2-day anger awareness course.
All right. Mr. Cook, do you object to the state's recommendation? The only modification I would make it is a 1-day anger awareness. Any objection? Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Kim. Any objection?
Only one thing is though, Your Honor, this incident happened on January 4, 2024. And actually the previous case that Mr. Howell was mentioning about is exactly this one. It's the same case. She already went through defects and juvenile court. Indeed, April 29, 2024, she had a final hearing at juvenile court for this incident, this exact case.
Okay, so you're objecting to a signature bond still, or what?
Signature bond, jail, and no further violent contact, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, they might have had a different proceeding with juvenile court that might have been due to custody. I'm not sure, but this is a separate case.
Abandonment usually means child support, so that's what I'm
Right.
I'm
Correct.
assuming, and not quite this. Okay, so we're gonna stick with this, and we can clarify that at a later date. I am gonna send this through pretrial. Defendant is gonna receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. She is gonna take the 1-day anger awareness course, have no further violent contact with the minor, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Best of luck to you, Ms. Starks. That concludes your case. Who do we have next? Okay. Is the only position left 24?
Yes, Your Honor.
What about
22?
22? What happened to 22?
Who's 22?
This the one that keep coming on the calendar.
Oh,
with
the
the
young
cosigner.
girl that with no
Yes.
cosigner. Did we figure that out?
Not yet, Your Honor, but I will need a breakout room.
Your Honor, I'm wondering about Mr. Chenault. If I don't think
It was a felony transfer.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's go into the breakout. Please use the raise hand feature if you need to join me in that breakout. Those who can. And I'm
Do I
gonna
need to
walk
be in
you-
there?
You
Yes.
wanna come, Mr. Howard?
Yes, I will need you. And to be clear, what case are we doing first? Because I know we have 2 breakouts, and I do have
We can't do it all at
victims on the-
once. It isn't the
Right, but I
same.
don't want the victims there for both cases. I just need to clarify which case we're
Okay,
doing
let's
first.
do Miss Prather first and then come back
Okay.
out and then do the other one. So let's do
Okay.
22 first.
Mr. Walker, you on 2 lines?
Yeah, I'm having issues with my IT.
Okay,
so
so I need to put you in there for both for audio.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Lewis.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do bring in the victim for 22, if there is one, and then we'll address 29.
Is Milton okay?
Yeah, but I was trying to get y'all attention. For the last one we just did over here for position 28, she said that she is she's having counseling session with the minor.
She's got no further violent contact. She can keep doing that. She can't be violent. She can still contact that victim.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad she clarified.
Okay.
How you do this hand raise thing?
We know you're coming, Mr. Howard. We got you.
Everybody else had
y'all
their hand
together.
raised.
Let me get y'all
We
together.
got okay. Let's talk, Mr. Howard, through it. You're gonna go down to more.
I'm getting everybody because everybody's everywhere.
Remember position 22 first. It must be good if Mr. Howard wants to come to the breakout. He never.
Now Ian said he needed me in there.
You asked that first, Mr. Howard. All right, we'll see you on the breakout in a second.
Milton,
Yes, sir.
hey, give me a call.
Will do.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Severa, please come forward. Your case is 24CR003100A. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass and another charge that I'm sure you're aware that I will not necessarily sound. I've heard from both the state and defense as part of this matter and a relevant witness. Mr. Howard, put the history onto the actual record, please. Well, Mr. Howard, Mr. Walker, will you do it then? You have it. You're muted again. Oh, that we have that sound issue. Your other device might still be in the breakout.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm showing 2 open theft cases. One is on pretrial services, and I'm showing a DUI conviction from 2017.
All right, what we're gonna do is the defendant's gonna get a split bond. She's gonna get $1,000 SOB through the jail as to the trespass, and she's gonna get a $3,500 surety bond as to count 2. She's to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, whether it via social media, internet, physically, phone, whatever. If you follow him on Instagram, if you follow him on Facebook, please unfollow. You're gonna have absolutely no contact whatsoever. Additionally, have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition, and stay away in its entirety at least 1,000 yards from that incident location. Is there anything further from state or defense?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's renewing its request for a mental health evaluation for obvious reasons.
I'm not gonna order it at this juncture, but I believe we can, if necessary, that can be ordered or amended.
Okay.
So that I'm able to take care of this. I won't go anywhere near the anywhere.
No, you can, no, don't.
I'm not able to bond. I'm not able, I don't have any. Am
You
I
have a
able?
right to remain silent. Give me a call. I'll explain everything to you.
All right, I believe that concludes the entire calendar. Is there any, I think somebody mentioned a name earlier that I didn't see on the calendar. Somebody was chatting me. I don't know who that was.
Am I able to sign myself? No.
All
And
right,
Your Honor, I'm sure you said no weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
I did.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Hello?
All right, so we've completed the entire calendar. Miss Champion,
Hello?
will you review it for me?
Excuse me, Judge.
Hello?
I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge. This is Miss Lewis. I'm waiting for Mr. Tucson. I don't know what happened to him. He said he can't get back in, but he's not in the breakout room, so he has to log back on. So you may I need for him to log back on.
He doesn't really have to come back unless he just wants to talk to us.
Okay, and apparently there's a lady named Angel on here. That's asking to speak.
Your Honor, I believe that is the victim in a case that was transferred to Superior Court. She's probably wondering if her case is coming up.
All right. And I don't believe it is. So that case is not on the calendar today. We've completed the entire calendar.
Position number 1 is a $10,000 sign-on bond through the jail. It's going to be reset with her other case to the SAP 530. Position number 2 is a $1,000 good bond reset SAP 64. Position number 3 is a $4,000 sign-on bond through the jail reset for the notice. Position number 4 is a $2,500 pretrial bond level 2. It's going to be reset to the SAP. The defendant has open felony cases. Position number 5 is a total of $3,000 pretrial bond level 1 reset further notice. Position number 6, defendant was released. Position number 7 is a $2,500 pretrial bond level 1 reset further notice. Position number 8 is a $1,000 good bond reset SAP 64. Position number 9 is a $4,000 pretrial bond level 1 reset further notice. Position number 10 is a $3,000 pretrial bond reset further notice. Position number 11 is a $5,000 sign-on bond through the jail reset further notice. Position number 12 is a $5,000 pretrial bond level 2 reset further notice. Position number 13 is a total of a $3,000 sign-on bond through the jail reset further notice. Position number 14 is a $3,500 pretrial bond reset further notice. Position number 15 is a $3,000 pretrial bond reset further notice. Position number 16 is a total of $1,000 good bond reset SAP 64. Position number 17 is a $3,000 pretrial bond level 2 reset further notice. Position number 18 is a $5,000 sign no bond through the jail reset further notice. Position number 19 is a total of a $3,500 pretrial bond level 2 reset further notice. Position number 20 is a total of a $1,500 good bond reset SAP 64. Position 21 is a $4,000 pretrial bond reset further notice. Position 22 is gonna be reset further notice until we get placement for the defendant. Position 23 is a $5,000 sign-up bond through the jail reset further notice. Position 24 is a total of a $4,500 split bond reset SAP 624, I'm sorry. Position 25 is a $5,000 sign-up bond through the jail reset further notice. Position 26 is a $6,000 sign-up bond through the jail reset further notice. Position 27 is a $1,000 good bond reset SAP 64. Position 28 is a $4,000 pretrial bond reset further notice. Position 29 is a $4,000 pretrial bond reset further notice. Position 30 is a $1,000 good bond reset SAP 64. Position 31 is a $3,500 pretrial bond level 2 reset further notice. Position 32 is a $7,000 sign-up bond through the jail reset further notice. And position 33 is a total of a $3,000 good bond reset SAP 64. Any
What's the
questions?
what's the amounts on the split bond?
What position is that? I'm sorry.
24.
1,000 on count 1, 35 on count 2.
1,000 SOB jail.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Any other comments, changes, corrections? All right. Hearing none, we'll be in recess until tomorrow's SCA. Take care, everyone. Have a great afternoon. Take care.
Thank you.